Hello, welcome to Discovering the World of Natural Health. I'm your host, Claiborne Holtzman, and from Remedy This Naturally, and I'm wearing my USA shirt because today is July the 3rd, and it is proud to be an American, and I'm proud to have the opportunity, to have the freedom to talk on the show, to have WHIG. Folks, we were just speaking about, do you guys know my guest?
Hey, how you doing? My name is Robert Morris, if you don't know me.
Yeah, isn't that cool? Cool to have him on board. We was just talking about different things, and one of the things that came up was talking about the movie The Mule with Clint Eastwood. And we were talking about giving and the punchline on the whole movie. Would that be fair to tell it?
Well, I think if they haven't seen it yet, yes, it would be fair, because it's been out a while.
Because the whole thing about what he said at the end of the movie and all the things he went through, he could not buy time. And what we do in Remedy This Naturally is help people get time. Mm-hmm. Help people to not deal with, oh my God, I'm going to have. We have been in the last 4 years of the worst negativity if I've ever known in my life with this pandemic stuff. And people are just fearful. People still wearing masks as if it's going to make a difference.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And especially the quality of the mask they're wearing. If you're going to use one, get a surgical mask. You know what I mean? But people are afraid. The reason Robby's on the show with me today, I was talking to him a few weeks ago, and he was sharing with me their endeavor of makeover, doing a house and fixing it up. Well, I came in and saw him, and the little buddy had
stitches all in my
You tell him what happened.
So I mean, you renovate a home, and sometimes you're not as careful as you should be. And so I had an incident where I fell into a window, and my arm got torn all up, and it was bleeding terribly profusely. And it was a very scary experience because I've cut myself before and gone to the hospital, but never to the point of where I hit a very serious artery, and I looked like I had been a victim of a hit and run or something. Like I was just blood everywhere, man.
And basically, he had a right to be scared.
Yeah.
Really did, because if the blood goes out, you get too much, the pressure goes down, the heart can't pump like it's supposed to or have what it needs to pump. Our history is short.
You're right.
And so I, as an herbalist and naturopath, I've been wanting to bring him this, and it just so happened today was the day I was supposed to do it. But in this little canister right here is some red stuff. And Lee can hone in on it if you want to give him an idea, and I'll just hold it tight. But this is something called Capsicum, Cayenne. Which way do you go?
Right there.
Okay.
Right there.
And that's in here. And if Robby would have had this, I keep some in a salt shaker, okay?
Okay.
And easy to dispense, but I did not have one of those. And you could take this on that artery, on that thing there.
Right there.
And put this cayenne pepper on it. Mm-hmm. It would stop it.
That's crazy.
And it may pump out for God, but it will stop it. It may take this much to do it. It will stop it. And it is one of the company that we've worked with for 25 years, Nature Sunshine, the company's first product.
That's right. The
was
guy had
Capsicum.
stomach problems, right?
Yep.
And he capsulated cayenne pepper, and it helped his stomach problems.
And his ulcers went away.
That's powerful stuff.
Because of taking Capsicum Cayenne. We have it where it comes in capsicum, garlic, and what's the other one? Hawthorn berries, not parsley. Capsicum, garlic, and parsley, the three of those have a certain chemistry that goes on within the body. But basically the product by itself helps with circulation, helps with cardiovascular, and you can't take. You can take more than you should, but it's not detrimental if you do. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
So, but what was that first paragraph up there, Robby?
Okay, it says capsicum has long been used as a stimulant to increase circulation and cardiovascular activity, while at the same time lowering blood pressure and aiding in the prevention of heart attack and stroke. Capsicum, a bitter alkaloid, is an active it's responsible for capsicum's ability to stimulate circulation and alter the body's regulation of temperature, thus increasing perspiration. Interesting. Capsicum's warming properties are useful for poor circulation and related to conditions including cold hands, feet, cold stages of fever, and varicose veins. Okay, so it can help varicose veins.
Yeah, and that's what you would do with the hawthorn berries added to it. Hawthorns is for cardiovascular, for the heart.
Okay.
The signature of capsicum when it comes to cardiovascular, that it is something that will help the beat of the heart, it will cause it to, I can go over and read the book here, and since it says with the parsley, stimulate increased circulation, cardiovascular activity, lower blood pressure, aid in the prevention of heart attack and stroke. Now, I've had people tell me the story here, Robbie, is that they were having a problem and someone was having a heart attack, and they had no other ways of getting any help. And they took capsicum and put it underneath the person's tongue.
Really?
Yeah, so I would read up on that and check on that, but that was what it did. It was that shock that was needed to get the person's heart back to moving again.
Interesting. So if you don't have like a nitrate, like when you have those little nitrate pills,
yes,
you could potentially...
It could be something, but do your homework. You know, read up on it, talk to your doctor about it. I'm gonna tell you this: talk to your pharmacist. They went to school, the doctor didn't, for supplements and especially for pharmaceuticals. So the doctor is dependent upon the pharmacist to help them take care of things. Have any questions, talk to your pharmacist about what you're taking, what you should be taking, and how they interact, and he will or she will refer you back to the doctor to be able to find out what they're trying to accomplish, and that way it will work for the benefit of the person that's the client or the patient, because you're putting in balance the pharmaceutical and the doctor working in harmony with each other. Good idea, huh?
I think it's a great idea. It's funny how we do not think enough about that, and too much is given to the idea of the best medicine for the most straightforward cure, which can sometimes have so many side effects to it. I was just reading right here where it says, okay, so if I did cut myself right, when applied, it's a local anesthetic, and it can be a pain reliever. It can cause a bit of burning sensation and a degree of discomfort. However, continued exposure desensitizes the nerve endings to pain. So it can actually help a cut in that way too. That's interesting.
And the ingredients or the sources that are there are for beta carotene, vitamin C, as well as vitamin B1, B2, B3, niacin, B5, pantothenic acid, B6, B9, folic acid. Capsicum also contains high amounts of cobalt and zinc. Now, these are things the body needs. One of the things we can do is we can find out what minerals a person needs by being able to do a tissue mineral analysis, and that will tell you how much or how little the body is working with. And this particular one was on myself. And here again, it shows that I've got some work to do here, folks, because I'm low in my sodium, potassium, iron, copper, and selenium. And as much as I know, folks, selenium I do not want to be low in, because it is an absolute fighter for abnormal cells.
Really?
Absolutely.
So in other words, it keeps you healthy. In other words, it keeps you healthy.
Keeps you healthy in abnormal cells with people that use the big C. And so you got to put it back in there. Here's how I perceive things when it comes to the natural health, Robby, is this. Your body is like a machine. It is a fleshly machine. Take, for example, a vehicle. Mm-hmm. It has moving parts. It has things that are fluid in there to make everything work in harmony, so it is what you wanted to get you from point A to point B. Mm-hmm. Now you take that with a person, that's what we need. We have birthdays, mm-hmm. we have stress, mm-hmm. we're always put up with, just like I'm talking to you about the Capsicum or Cayenne, it has a purpose to help stop bleeding. Mm-hmm. It has a purpose to help you have the best quality of life for what God designed it for in the Garden of Eden. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So if you go back to the Garden of Eden, yeah, I mean, you got to have a starting point.
Right.
So
this is very interesting to me, Claiborne, and I really do appreciate it, because it doesn't matter how much medical supplies I have on hand. When you're in a situation where you really do cut yourself badly, you can't stop the bleeding with a Band-Aid. You
can put a tourniquet on if you need to and slow it down.
But even that is very painful.
And
they did that for me.
And the other thing is, it's a questionable how long can you do that for, mm-hmm. With circulation and so forth. And we need to understand, with as great facilities we have for emergency medicine, we need to be prepared for whatever we run into that's going to cause us not to be able to have our body, mind, soul, and spirit operating functionally like it's supposed to.
Mm-hmm. That's 100%.
Any other thing on there you want to share with folks that?
No, I'm just kind of blown away by what this little powder can do. I mean, I didn't, it even says that it can help with issues of sleep and the fact that you have chronic fatigue right here. It says a French study found capsicum beneficial for chronic fatigue and mild depression.
It has to do with circulation. You got to get the blood supply. People wanting to, neuropathy, just a little bit. The body knows how much you need. Take it according to what's going to benefit you, mm-hmm. to give you the quality. Topically, hey,
slap it on there.
Get it there and let it stop, then get your medical help and be able to put those stitches into it, mm-hmm. Because and they had to numb it, right? Then they put some needles in there to numb that a little bit, mm-hmm. and actually the Cayenne actually does a numbing effect by itself.
Right, and so you can already be prepared going into that situation where you have actually helped the medical professional be able to move it along faster, perhaps, because
they can wash it right off.
Yeah, wash it right off. You've stopped your bleeding on your own, and the stopping of the bleeding is a big mental thing, because now you're not scared to death anymore.
What I'm going to say next is you just need to be brave, okay? Mm-hmm. It says a small pinch of capsicum added to warm water makes an excellent gargle for hoarseness and sore throat.
Interesting.
Isn't that cool? Topically, capsicum was used as poultices, as antibacterial agent, what do we use? Penicillin?
Yeah.
And as a local analgesic, which is the pain reliever. When capsicum is first applied, it can cause a burning sensation, but it's not going to burn the skin.
It doesn't leave a burn. It
Right.
just has a burning sensation.
And degree of discomfort, however, continued exposure actually desensitizes nerve endings to pain. The alkaloid capsicum as a responsible this numbing action. Capsicum actually blocks the neuropeptide known as substance P from carrying the pain signals to the brain. Recent studies have shown remarkable results in the treatment of diabetic neuropathy.
Wow.
So, powerful stuff.
Powerful stuff. And I just got a whole big dose of it from my
Yeah.
friend. I appreciate that, Claiborne.
You are welcome. And we're going to go to commercial. Lee's going to take us that, and then we're going to set up and finish our show here on the second day. The third day, excuse me, because the 4th is tomorrow, on the 3rd day of July, 2023. We'll be right back.
Silver has been effectively used for centuries because of its natural antibacterial properties. Today, it's used in thousands of consumer products, including medical products, fabrics, and supplements. Because silver has the highest electrical conductivity, thermal conductivity, and reflectivity of any metal, it is very effective as a colloid, silver suspended in water. Common colloidal or ionic silvers contain positively charged silver ions that have the ability to steal an electron from the bacteria's cell membrane. If enough electrons are stripped, the cell membrane ruptures and the bacteria can no longer function. Although ionic silver is useful, this one-to-one electron exchange requires multiple applications or a high concentration of silver to achieve the effectiveness needed. Conversely, SilverSol's unique nano-silver particle has a patented silver oxide coating, Ag404, that can steal thousands of electrons per particle, resulting in a continuous or catalytic action. In addition, we supercharge the nanoparticle with the same frequency as ultraviolet light, 890 to 910 terahertz. Although this UV light frequency is harmless to human tissue, it is highly destructive to bacteria, fungus, and yeast, and doesn't require direct physical contact in order to be effective. This powerful combination of silver oxide coating and resonant UV frequency multiplies the effectivity exponentially. In fact, SilverSol at a concentration of 10 ppm is up to 3 times more effective than traditional colloidal, silver hydrosols, or ionic silver products containing up to 3,000 ppm. Best of all, SilverSol is backed by 420 independent third-party studies, including 32 safety studies and 5 human ingestion studies. Unlike other silver products, SilverSol won't harm probiotics, isn't metabolized in the body, and is safely excreted with no residual buildup. This means SilverSol products can be safely used every day without the drawbacks of traditional silver colloids, hydrosols, and ionic silver products. Make SilverSol your natural, safe, and effective solution.
Welcome back to Discovering the World of Natural Health. I'm your host, Claiborne Holtzman, on the 3rd day of July 2023. And folks, we are blessed to be able to have the things we have, the opportunity we have, and most of all, we need to understand that we're missing out on the blessings that are within our body. And so one of the things that I really appreciate the opportunity to give Robby some capsicum or capsaicin or cayenne pepper, whichever you want to call it, because the day I saw him and he had cut himself and had the stitches put in, it could have been a really nasty and a worse than it was. So you got to know what things are there for you and be able to have them on hand when you need them and what you're doing. Herbal first aid kit is a wonderful thing to have on hand. I'm going to share something with you with an absolutely marvelous product. We're going to talk to you about ashwagandha. Ashwagandha. And that's A-S-H. Ash, wa, W-A, gan, G-A-N, da. D-H-A, ashwagandha. And it is one of the most valuable herbal remedies in Ayurvedic medicine. Now, Ayurvedic medicine is the traditional system of medicine practiced in India for over 6,000 years. So look, we're talking about how long have we been here as a nation? You know, a couple hundred years? And then we look at the thing about how many thousands of years we've been around. But how long have we been around as a nation? How long have we been able to, folks, we did them wrong. We had the Indian here with all of their expertise, all of their knowledge, and it became a lost cause because we killed off the knowledge of what was here and still here, and people are bringing it back alive again. And so I think you need to know about something that's even longer, older than our nation on our anniversary in 2023. The traditional system of medicine practiced in India for over 6,000 years. Okay? In Ayurvedic, ashwagandha is classified as a rasayana, a rejuvenating tonic that promotes physical and mental health and well-being. Ashwagandha is classified, and I told you that, and the mental health and well-being is prized for its ability to combat stress. Every person in the United States of America needs ashwagandha if it will do that. Yeah. Is prized for its ability to combat stress, enhance vitality and energy, increase muscle strength and endurance, fortifying the immune system and promoting longevity. According to Ayurvedic, ashwagandha can be taken for numerous health problems such as those involved in general weakness and exhaustion, fatigue, stress, anxiety, inflammation, poor resistance against infection, and even issues related to sexual activity, impotence, and infertility. Modern studies have confirmed a variety of biological properties for ashwagandha, including, God, isn't this heavy? This is heavy, heavy, heavy stuff. Adaptogenic, anti-arthritic, anti-depression, anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, antioxidant, anti-stress, anti-anxiety. Oh, wait a minute now, guys, listen up, and girls. Also as an aphrodisiac, cardioprotective, immunomodulator, memory enhance, and neuroprotective effect. The primary bioactive constituents known as with androlase, are believed to account for many of ashwagandha's therapeutic benefits. Furthermore, toxicologically, research and clinical observations have documented a good safety profile for ashwagandha, showing that it is well tolerated with few, if any, temporary adverse effects. Like what could be a temporary adverse effect? I would say diarrhea, nausea, those are there for us to be able to help us. Ashwagandha. Write it down. Ashwagandha. That is powerful, powerful. Anything we can do in a positive way that doesn't have the side effect and can help you deal with the stuff. We're blessed to know that Remedy This Naturally sells ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is a well-known herbal adaptogen used for reducing stress and anxiety in humans. I think that's a good thing since you and I are considering ourselves to be human. Adaptogens can enhance the body's ability to recognize, respond, recover, and restore or regenerate from exposure to a variety of negative stimuli. Animal research, preclinical studies, and clinical trials have confirmed ashwagandha's anti-stress and anti-anorexic, antidepressant effect, 8-week blind test. So, okay, people say, wait a minute, let's check this stuff out. Is it for real? So they did an 8-week double-blind random placebo-controlled clinical trial of chronically stressed obese adults, found that those with ashwagandha, again given to them, exhibited significantly greater improvement in measures of preconceived stress, general well-being, happiness, food cravings, eating behavior. Let's give you an example. I'm just rambling. Let's give you an example. One would be like emotional eating, uncontrolled eating. Found out that ashwagandha stepped in and said, I can help you reduce that craving because of the stress. And body weight compared to the placebo group. In another clinical trial of adults with a history of chronic stress. Ashwagandha treated them for 60 days, resulted in significantly reduced stress assessment scores, anywhere from 64 to 75%, compared to the placebo, which was 10 to 12%. So there was some good stuff coming from this, as well as substantially reduced serum cortisol levels. Studies have been documented ashwagandha significantly anti-anxiety and mood lifting effect. Results from 2 double-blind studies determined that compared to a placebo, ashwagandha produced a reduction in anxiety in adults with general anxiety disorder. In addition, for 60 days, the trial test was done of healthy adults, they considered mild anxiety, demonstrated significant emotional improvements with ashwagandha. Anxiety levels were reduced 41% in the ashwagandha group compared to 24% in the placebo group. Why am I saying this? I want you to know that there is some reality for it. When someone says, oh, you don't need to be taking that, that's an herb. No, it's God's medicine. Ashwagandha anti-stress and anti-anxiety effects have been contributed to multiple mechanisms. Research suggests that ashwagandha has a moderately effect on the hypothalamus, pituitary adrenal axis activity in stressed adults, and this hypothalamus pituitary gland axis regulates the body's adaptive response to stress, affecting cardiovascular, metabolic, immune functions, reproduction, and mood behavior. A large body of evidence associates anxiety and depression with disturbances in the HPA axis activity. Ashwagandha also appears to influence the activity of the GABA and serotonin, 2 brain transmitters with antidepressant and antioxidant, in terms of inflammation. It also played a role in the activity observed. That hot stuff was about the capsicum, hot stuff about the ashwagandha. And I'm going to get a little deeper in this too, because I want you to understand something. Folks, we're not the only country in the world that uses health and healing from a natural source. In Ayurvedic, ashwagandha root is regarded as a Medahaya Rashayana, or why don't I just use a simple pronunciation? It's mind rejuvenator. It's a mind rejuvenator, a nervic tonic used to promote mental health, enhance memory, improve intelligence, and cognitive function. Hey, it affects the brain. And we need it, folks. We got a whole lot of stinking thinking going on. And relieve the brain fatigue. Ashwagandha regards in the Ayurvedic medicine as the only herb capable of enhancing all aspects of, listen carefully folks, your cognitive function, including learning, memory, recall. Summer's here. What you gonna do when school comes back and you got your child with ADD and ADHD and all these, and given a pharmaceutical man-made chemical to correct that situation when it sounded mighty good. And what I'm reading about right now, that God's plant, ashwagandha, must be something that is there for helping to heal and restore, rebuild the brain, the cognitive function, the brain function. And this other one, I love this here, folks. This is so powerful. And relieve brain fatigue. There is so much crap on the TV, in the news, and just in general public talking one to another, that we need something to relieve the brain's fatigue. Ayurvedic regards ashwagandha as the only herb capable of enhancing all aspects of cognitive function, including learning, memory, and recall. Like other therapies, ashwagandha works by modulating the HPA axis and balancing the release of brain neurotransmitters. So what can be released? What is a neurotransmitter? Okay, that would be something like dopamine, acetylcholine, and serotonin. Now, go back, Claiborne, and read that, like other things, is the only herb capable of enhancing all aspects of cognitive function, including learning, memory, and recall. Like other therapies, ashwagandha works by modulating the HPA axis and balancing the release of brain neurotransmitters. And we just talked about what was that? An example would be dopamine, acetylcholine, and serotonin. Animal and human studies have confirmed ashwagandha's positive effect for improving memory and cognitive ability. Now, for your benefit, we talked about something that's been used for 6,000 years, right? But we can't trust that. We need something a little bit more. Modern research has also discovered potent brain antioxidant and potential neuroprotective and neurogenerative properties, which suggests ashwagandha may be beneficial to the treatment of cognitive neurological disorders. Now, a study, something to try to help you understand that this is for real. An 8-week prospective, randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled pilot study of adults with mild cognitive and impairment found that ashwagandha intake resulted in significant improvement in immediate and general memory compared to the placebo. The ashwagandha group, if you don't know what I'm talking about, keep hearing the word I keep repeating, ashwagandha, also demonstrated significant greater improvement in sustained attention, information process speed, and executive function. What would be an executive function? Mental flexibility, verbal fluency, planning, working, having a working memory. In addition, ashwagandha has been shown to significantly improve your cognitive function and psychomotor performance. An example of that would be reaction times, card sorting test in adults. Ashwagandha. Check it out. I mean, I am hitting you beside the head with how powerful this is. Everybody needs it, because everybody, including myself, can answer yes if what I am reading about to you would benefit us. Absolutely. And in a powerful way, because if the brain doesn't work properly, look at what's left to work with. You got the body. You know, what's going on? What you gonna do? What you gonna change? All right. I'm gonna keep hitting this ashwagandha, folks. It is so strong in helping the mental ability of stress. And we have more stress. What do you think is causing people to be so negative, be so aggressive? It's because the brain function of what's supposed to be there is overridden by the stuff that's degenerative and causing us to be lesser than we should be as human beings. That's about the nicest way I could say that. Okay. Ashwagandha is often referred to as Indian ginseng due to the similar uses of rejuvenating the body, increasing youthful vigor, and promoting longevity by counteracting the effects of aging. I'm all for anything that will counteract the effects of aging. I love that because I'm looking forward to 100 plus. And, you know, when I met people this way, this has been exciting. Last week, met a lady, 94 years old, still taking care of herself and doing and functioning and getting what she needs to get around in the vehicle, etc. I met people in their 70s, in 60s, having wonderful, excellent body-mind function. Ashwagandha is often referred to as India ginseng due to the similar uses for rejuvenating the body, increasing the youthful vigor, and promoting longevity by counteracting the effects of aging. I like that. Counteracting. I like that. Wow. That's just enough right there. That'd make me want to go to Remedy This National and say, I need it. Where's it at? Find it for me. Okay. Let's see where I lost my place. Reveal ashwagandha intake was associated with greater increases in levels of testosterone and DHEAS than placebo. Testosterone and DHEA are two important hormones that affect mental health and cognition, cardiovascular function, metabolic activity, lean body mass, bone density, sex health. I think that's enough to get my attention. I said sex health, bone density, body mass, lean, mean machine. Lower levels of testosterone and DHEA in aging men are associated with lower quality of life and reduced longevity. In other words, us men folks, they were saying that increases the rates of death is what they're talking about. That's terrible. So if I could take some, in addition, ashwagandha is a popular ergoric, a performing enhancer. Ha ha ha, girls and boys. All right. April, order some more, buddy. We done got here where it's a popular aerogenetic aid, performance enhancer, used by athletes to promote. And you thought I was talking about something else, didn't you? Used by athletes to promote muscle strength and endurance and improve post-exercise recovery. Ashwagandha has been shown to exert pronounced effect on energy levels and the mitochondria health, as well as improved hemoglobin levels, red blood cells, thus increasing aerobic activity. A prospective double-blind random placebo-controlled confirmed ashwagandha effects for improving VO2 max in healthy adult males and female athletes. So, you're an athlete. You want to outperform. How about some ashwagandha? Get it into the bloodstream. Get it into working it where it can help the body. So it helps the athlete's endurance capabilities. Other studies also that demonstrated, significantly improved muscle strength in untrained healthy volunteers with ashwagandha supplementation. Ooh, man, this is good stuff. So good. Where am I at now? And that's just a little of it. And then if you take the one that Nature's Sunshine got with the ashwagandha, and I want to make sure I say this to you before my time runs out, that the okay, I can do this. I'm going to hit this, then I'm going to go back and be waiting to take your notes about aphrodisiac and reproductive system. I'm coming back to that. But before I get to that, I want you to understand that this particular product we've got of ashwagandha from Nature's Sunshine, it has the Bacopa leaf extract, okay? It also has a black pepper fruit extract. It also has a Scaranza fruit and Rhodiola root extract. Now, ashwagandha by itself sets the body on fire. I mean, amazingly. Burn out the crap, put the heat to what needs to be accepted for what I need and what you need as a result of this herbal product. And we got time to go back. And according to traditional Ayurvedic, ashwagandha is highly esteemed as an aphrodisiac and reproductive system tonic recommendation for stress-induced male sexual dysfunction, impotence, erectile dysfunction, and male infertility, which accounts for approximately 50% of all kinds of infertility. Research has shown that ashwagandha improves serum quality by regulating oxidative stress and reproductive hormone levels. Animal and human studies have confirmed ashwagandha's aphrodisiac and testosterone enhancing effects, as well as its efficacy in stress-induced sexual dysfunction. Results of a 90-day double-blind randomized placebo-controlled parallel function pilot study conducted across 5 infertility centers in India showed that ashwagandha increased serum volume 53%, and it increased you ready for this one? The sperm count increased 167%, and sperm mortality 57% compared to only minimal improvement among the placebo group. Significantly greater improvement and regulation of serum hormone levels was also noted with ashwagandha, particularly among infertile men, and suboptimal testosterone levels prior to the study. Likewise, a systematic review and a meta-analysis of 4 clinical trials of ashwagandha reported significant increase in serum parameters, in other words, the serum volume, serum concentration, and sperm mobility, as well as significant improvements in serum hormone levels, and that would be testosterone and a luteinizing hormone. Biomarkers of oxidative stress and oxidative vitamins in serum plasma of infertile men. However, ashwagandha also appeared to improve sexual dysfunction in women. They did a randomized double-blind pilot study of mostly healthy married women, found that compared to placebo, ashwagandha supplementation resulted in statistically significantly reduced in sexual distress, as well as significant improvements in sexual dysfunction. An example would be arousal, lubrication, orgasms, satisfaction, and a number of successful sexual encounters of the end of the study. And in addition, studies have documented ashwagandha antibacterial, antifungal activity, positive effects on the immune cell activation, and ability to improve resistance against infections and enhance recovery from chronic illness. Furthermore, a small study of breast cancer patients undergoing chemotherapy found that ashwagandha helped mitigate chemotherapy, reduce fatigue, and improve quality of life. Patients given ashwagandha also had a better 24-month survival rate compared to those in the group versus 76% versus 76%. You guys are worth it. You really are worth it. And I want you to understand, ashwagandha has a wide range of what it can do for you. I would say you may want to consider it. Check with Remedy This Naturally, pick up it, and we'd be more than happy to hear what your testimonies are, because you went in using a product that is so powerful, so chemically strong in its natural chemistry, that it was able to help offset what needed to be done in our body for health and wellness in our bodies. So with that in mind, I'm Claiborne Holtzman, Remedy This Naturally, reaching out to let you know God's Pharmacy is waiting to help you what it did back in the Garden of Eden, and realize that the botanicals were made before the person was made. The botanicals, by taking the dust of the earth and using the chemistry in the dust of the earth and giving it to man and woman, we have all we need in God's realm and pharmaceutical nature to heal our bodies physically, mentally, spiritually. Give God a chance. Check out herbal supplements. I'm your host, Claiborne Holtzman. May good health be yours.